Welcome back to the channel, guys. The new 2020 Corvette coming out has quite a few options that some of them are kind of expensive, but I don't think they're too expensive. I think generally the prices are pretty good, but I really wanted to see how expensive can you get one of the new 2020 Corvette Stingrays. Right now I can go on and price out a coupe, and I'm going to add on as many options as I can to try to get that MSRP the highest, but also have it to where it's actually a good looking car. I didn't want to put all their options in there and the colors are funky and things don't really work. So I'm gonna go price something out, and you might be surprised how expensive this thing can get. So let's see.
So here we are on the Chevrolet.com website, and we're on the Corvette page. So right there on the right hand side, you'll see it says Build Coupe. We're going to click on Build Coupe, and it'll now take us into the configurator where we can actually price out our options. So it starts at $59,995 with no options. We're going to click on Select Trims. We're going to go down to the 3LT model, and we're going to select the 3LT trim because, of course, that's the most expensive trim. We're going to then click on Colors. All these colors are really great. And they come at no extra cost on the Stingray. And until you get down to the premiums, Accelerate Yellow and Rapid Blue are $500 each. Sebring Orange and Long Beach Red are $995 each. We're going to go with the Long Beach Red because I think it actually matches some interior options better. The accent stripes, I'm not personally someone who would go with the stripes, but again, we're trying to spec this thing to the max, so let's throw them on there for $995. Interior colors is where it gets a little tricky. There's a lot of different options here, and the prices aren't right there on the page, so you kind of have to click one and see what it does. See right there, the configurator assistant comes in and says it'll go down in price if I select that, because there's other options that don't match it. If I go with the tension blue, for example, it wants to have the tension blue seat belt, so it raises the price, but that doesn't really look too great with the red. These three at the bottom I think have the best and I guess most expensive combination. So I'm going to pick the Adrenaline Red because I think that it looks good with the red on the outside. So we're going to go to the packages. Of course we're going to pick Z51 because it's a $5,000 option and we're trying to spec this thing to the max. Then we're going to go down to the bottom. We're going to click on the engine appearance package. That adds $995 to give it that pop under the back hood. With the wheels, here's the deal. I'm not going to pick the accessory wheels because, and I'll show you in a second. So I'm going to pick the $14.95, 19 and 20 Trident wheels. And I'll show you in a second why I'm not going to pick the black wheels. So let's throw on the battery protection package. Let's throw on the magnetic ride control. Let's throw on the front lift with memory. We're just going to throw stuff on there. Got to paint the calipers, but I think that Edge Red caliper actually looks better with the Long Beach Red than the bright red. It's more of a medium red color, like the color of the car. So it's turned out to be a really good looking car. The performance exhaust you'll see is included in the Z51 package. So here's the deal. There's the exterior options, and there's those more expensive wheels. So you can either get the pewter wheels or the black wheels. That does raise the price. Here's why I'm not getting them. Because it shows these are a second set of wheels. So if you select that option, you're actually going to get them like on the side. So I don't want to do that. That's inflating the cost of the actual car. So we're going to take those back off, but I do want to throw on those center caps for $250. Why not? We're also going to throw on the wheel lug nuts, the black lug nuts, and the wheel locks. I also understand the locks might come actually as an accessory as well, but those aren't the same as a $2,500 wheel option. We're going to go with the fender hash marks. Again, that's one of those I probably personally wouldn't choose, but for $245, it's actually not a bad price. The red doesn't look great, but the black or the carbon flash on that red looks pretty good. And it's got an edge red accent on the side, so it actually doesn't look too bad. So now we're going to go down to the roof options. The carbon fiber dual roof option is the most expensive option. So we're going to throw that in there. It's almost $3,500. Here's what it comes with: the carbon fiber roof, transparent roof, and a storage bag included. So we're going to do that one. Let's scroll down a little bit more. And of course we now have the high wing spoiler. We're going to pick the one on the bottom. That's the carbon flash version. So it's $1150. We're going to throw it on there. This car is looking great now. The next option down is the most expensive singular option you can get, $4,850 for the full carbon fiber body kit. Looks amazing. Now look at the way that car looks. It looks amazing. And it's carbon fiber all around. So we're going to pick that chrome exterior badge package. Again, something I wouldn't get, but let's put it on. Body color exterior accents. I think that looks better here than the gray option. So that's $9.95. We'll throw that on. And then we're going to put on the splash guards for $250. Actually, isn't that bad of a deal to put those on there. Here's kind of what you can kind of see them in that image over there behind the wheel. I really like actually this carbon flash metallic painted outside mirrors. I think that's actually one of the best deals you can get. It's only $100, same price that was on the C7. So now if I try to click on the museum delivery, it actually won't let me because of those dealer installed options. So we're going to cancel that, and then we're going to just go to interior. This is where it gets a little tricky. So I've got the GT2 seats selected. Let's select the competition seats. That adds also another $105 in addition to the $500 because of the two-tone seats. We're also going to go down, and of course we're going to select the seatbelt color we want, and we want torch red seatbelts to go with this. So that's an extra $395. Here's where it gets a little strange. See, that price is $99,370. So if I try to change it back to the GT2 seats, I'm not going to do that right now because there's some options it won't let me do. So like if I do that right there with the perforated leather, it's going to reduce the price. So let's choose the carbon fiber interior trim. That brings us now over $100,000. So we're at $100,000. Let's do the personalized interior plaque. We're now at $101,070. This is with the competition seats. But again, we're here to find the most expensive spec we can, not just, I guess, the coolest. So let's get a little tricky. Let's go back to these GT2 bucket seats. It's going to bring that price down $105. But then that allows us to select the adrenaline red custom leather stitch. Why that wasn't available in the competition seats, I don't know. But $101,360, we were able to squeak out a little extra money on this configuration. Now, keep in mind, there are a couple configurations out there that actually are more than this by a few $100s. But those I think have weird color combinations, and this one actually looks really great. So let's go into the configurator now, and we can see the 3D model of what we're building. So we start with the base model in torch red. We're going to go to colors. We're going to change it to Long Beach red. So that's where we're going to start. Next, we're going to go into the wheels. We got to select the Spectra gray wheels, which is what we selected previously. Again, we didn't select the accessory wheels. We selected Z51. So they said brakes go up. The splitter goes on the front, so you can tell it's a Z51. We're going to go to the brake calipers. We're going to change those to edge red. So that's what that's going to look like. Then we're going to go into the exterior options, the accents. We're going to change chrome badges and body color accents. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see what we're looking at here on the entire body of the car. There you go. Next, we're going to go back into the same panel, and we're going to choose the black mirror. It actually says black mirrors and spoiler, but spoiler doesn't matter at this point. So we're now going to go click on the carbon fiber high wing spoiler. There you go, that's why. Now I've got to go to the ground effects. So the ground effects kit I want to select is down here. It's the carbon fiber ground effects. There's a few other options you'll notice here that aren't on the selector with the pricing model earlier. I don't know why. I'm sure they'll straighten that out. But anyway, here's what the car is starting to look like. So we're now kind of seeing the 3D model of what we built for our expensive spec. Let's go back in here and select some more stuff. So we selected the engine appearance package. Also, you notice those accessories engine covers were not on that pricing model, but we just selected the appearance package. You'll see when I select it off, the light turns off under the hood. When I turn it on, it comes back on. So that's kind of what the accessory package is mostly lighting. We did select stripes as well. We went with the full carbon flash stripes. So there you go. Now we've got the stripes on there. So now this is starting to look like the car we want. I just took the roof off also so you can kind of see how that interior looks. So let's go back over here to the exterior accents. We've got to select those fender hash marks. We're going to select the carbon flash ones with the edge red accents. That's what it looks like. I wouldn't personally get both that and the over-the-top stripes, but we're here to spec it to the max. So if you like it looking like that, go for it. Let's see. Now we're going to go into the interior. This is where it gets a little strange. So you've got a few of the standard offerings, and then you've got the jet black with red stitching, which we had the red stitching on what we built before. So we're going to go over to the custom interior options and look here. The Adrenaline Red and Black seats, that's kind of a two-tone look. We selected the carbon fiber option. So the carbon fiber gets you the surround around the gauges and a few other places. It's a $1,500 option. It's actually not a bad deal. So we're on 3LT. I want to get to those more complex combinations with the seats. So actually we had red on the actual seat package before. So we're going to do red there. We're now going to go into the seats tab and see if we can recreate what we did. So we eventually landed on the GT2 seat. So that's where we're at now. And then we had the two-tone. So there we go. So we had GT2 and we selected the two-tone seat option and we selected the red seatbelt color. So that's more or less what we had. I think that's the closest version of what we had over there. So hold on, there's one more thing I forgot. Let's go to the exterior view. Let's go back to the exterior options. Actually, you know what? I think it's over here under exterior colors. So we're going to scroll over. There it is, the top. So I forgot to put the two top there. So we're going to select the carbon fiber top so you can see it. Let me put the top on here on the configurator so you can actually kind of see what that looks like with the stripe going over it. There you go. So now you can see the stripe going over. That's supposed to be a carbon flash stripe. It actually looks kind of bluish, so I don't know, go figure. But that's what it looks like. So if you get the stripes and you get the carbon fiber roof, that's what it's going to look like apparently. So that's a little strange. I don't know if too many people are going to get stripes and the carbon fiber roof, but anyway, this is the car. This is basically a 3D modeling of the most expensive and kind of good looking Spec 2020 Corvette Stingray you can get. So I'll go full screen here for you guys so you can soak it in.
There you go, guys. That seems like probably the most expensive Corvette Stingray coupe you can buy, with it's still looking like a good-looking car. It doesn't have any weird color combinations or weird options that don't go together. And it's $101,000 plus. That's pretty expensive. Now, if you're going to buy the car and you want the best car that's just what you love, go for it, right? Spend $100,000 on your Spec. If you think you're going to sell this car in the next 5 or so years, don't spend $100,000 because that $100,000, those options are going to depreciate a whole lot faster than the car itself, right? $40,000 worth of options don't return you $40,000 when you go to sell it. I mean, that's common sense, but way less. You know, if you get a $59,995 Corvette, in 5 years, it might still be worth, you know, 45, something like that, depending on the miles and the condition. If you get one with all those options, it might only be worth like 50, right? So you might get $5,000 to $10,000 return on this $40,000 you spent on options on the front end. Things like stripes, they don't return any resale value. So be conscious when you're building your car. But if you plan on making this your forever car, your forever Corvette, do what you want, right? I again still believe that there's a better deal to be had with the Z06 coming out. I still think it is going to be priced right around $90,000 starting, and a lot of those options you won't have to roll in, like a Z51 and things like that. There'll be a similar type of suspension package, what might be included. They'll probably have a Z07 type thing as well, but you know, it'll be similar to what the Z51 is, right? So if performance is key, if you like the looks of what the Z06 probably will be, wait another year or so until that Z06 comes out. Drop 90 to 100,000 with a couple of options on that, and you're going to end up spending the same amount of money as you would on this Corvette. Or if you want to get a $59,995 one now, keep it for a year or two until the Z06 comes out and you get all the quirks out of it that you might be worried about. Do that as well. You get a much higher return on the resale on that $59,000 one. So I also think that once we are able to price out a convertible, the convertibles will price anywhere between $7,500 to $10,000 more than what we just spec'd. There's a couple of more options like the black top and the black nacelles and things like that. I don't know how those will be compared in price to the carbon fiber top, things like that we put on this car. But so I would expect maybe that'd be 105 to 110, something like that, when we do all the options onto a convertible. So until next time, thanks for watching this video. Give me a like, hit me a subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Adios.